They only take these big checks at Columbia, I believe. So. All right, everybody have a wonderful evening.
All right, thank you, Michael. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to join me right now in welcoming to the stage Warren Labine. Warren, where are you at, young friend? Yeah, all right, there he is. Woo!
Good evening. I already know what you're thinking. Why on earth is there a 15-year-old kid up at the podium? I know most of you probably won't know who I am, so I'll share a little. I have been a member of the Boys and Girls Club since longer than I can remember. I'm told I'm one of the longest continuous members in the history of the club, which makes sense because I have the habit of seeing things through to the end, which in my case would be my senior year, if I'm not already in college at Harvard by then. I'm a member of a very loving family with a very nurturing mom and a dad that is very active in our community. I'm one of 6 amazing and talented siblings. It's strange to think that only a few years ago, I was diagnosed with CHD, which stands for congenital heart defect. That has taken me down a path of several open heart surgeries. Surgeries that were convinced each time that they were going to slow me down. But my entire life, I've proved them wrong. My mom and dad believe it's because I'm stubborn and strong-willed. I think it's because I have things to do. This past summer was a doozy. Again, this world wasn't ready for me to be gone. By chance, a donor heart I call Bob happened to be in the right place for me, wrong time for Bob. I would like to thank Bob today for texting and driving, which gave me the opportunity to continue pursuing my goals. On my mission not to let Bob down, I look forward to leading many life-changing companies to make the world a better place. Today, I'm going to share with you a little bit on what goes on behind that blue door. For some of us, it is a retreat from a rough living environment. And for some, it's a paradise where they can meet with their friends outside of the classroom. For others, it's just a safe space. For my brother, who's 11, it's a place where any wild idea he could come up with gets turned into reality, where his theatrics are loved by many, and thankfully done in a different room, so that I'm not annoyed. That is, of course, what little brothers do, as we all know. For me, it's a place to network and learn social complexities. Each child has a different image of what behind that blue door means to them, each one as impactful as the next. I'd like to share with you my journey to the Teen Summit. No, it is not a mountain where they test the survival skills of teens, and yes, I'm looking at you, Mac. The Oregon Teen Summit is a youth leadership experience. Through this program, I went to Portland with a few others. We started by picking our learning experiences. My first class was about using your voice. Kinda useful right about now. In this class, we learned not how to use the old adage, you should just do it because they did, but rather they explained how we build ourselves up using optimism and understanding of our ambitions. Then, I went to a budgeting class where I learned that it's not what you should budget and the names of skills, but how to actually use them. And then I noticed a person in the back of the class wasn't really paying attention, and I realized this isn't like school. We can leave if we want to. We don't learn through memorization, but rather interactive communication, which gave me a sense of freedom and autonomy, where I was surrounded by people who are interested in the same things as me. Finally, I went to a business building class, where I didn't learn from someone who just has knowledge, but also experience in building a business from the ground up. Along with hands-on interactive learning instead of a textbook, we finished with keynote speeches on leadership, impact, and understanding situations. I got to talk to the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club there. It was amazing because he put everything aside just to answer my questions. And I got a lot of questions. All of these people were interested in change and knew how to do it. I felt relieved knowing more people like that still exist. I left feeling like a whole new person, ecstatic, motivated, and without the stressors of grades. This place is truly about opportunity. One such opportunity happened not too long ago. Jay had an announcement at the Teen Center. It was for a new program known as Keystone. What Keystone does is career preparation, teen outreach, academic success, and most important of all, leadership. I have been at the Boys and Girls Club since first grade and seen a lot of updates over the years. But this one took the cake. I found that there were actually people, not in my city, not in my community, but of my age at my teen center, wanting to make a difference. We were given the chance to make plans and draft goals for the future, design our own way of leading, and get an understanding of how a person's role can do a lot. However, we can do so much more with like-minded people, with people such as Isaac, Erica, Destiny, Angel, and others who commit to change every day. I know now that the change we can make is not found in an age qualification, but rather in the hope we have for the future. This was proven by the opening of another program called Torch Club. My brother Mac was president for the first year and said that they got to participate in new responsibilities and opportunities. They're what I would call the Keystone Preparation Program, teaching life lessons and working with students to cultivate a leadership environment. So what goes on behind those doors is more than activities. It's a daily investment into the future. It's mentorship, education, recreation, and a steadfast commitment to every child's safety, dignity, and potential. The impact is truly measurable in better attendance at schools, improved grades, and healthier habits. More confident, hopeful young people who become responsible contributing adults from this program. So let's get down to why we are here tonight. Without folks like you coming together to support our youth, these programs would not be possible. So I'm asking everyone in this room tonight, please open your hearts and open your wallets and checkbooks and think about children like me when you're donating tonight. Some of these young minds would not have the opportunities to do the things that they do without the donations from wonderful members of our community, like yourselves. After all, it takes a village, and this one is mine. So let's show Jay, Denise, and everyone in this community that we can break some records tonight. I'm very flattered at the opportunity that has been awarded to me to come up here and share my evening with all of you lovely folks. Have a great night, and thank you again.
Fantastic job, baby. Love you.